All right, well, welcome back to Exhaust Sports Auto. My name is Kevin, and we are here to do a little POV drive on the 2021 Toyota Camry all-wheel drive. So, I've actually already done a full review on the Camry, so please do check out that video. It's supposed to be just a chill kind of POV drive, so you can kind of get an idea what the all-new Camry is like in the cockpit, of course. And I've been driving this car around for a few days, and I have really enjoyed my time with it. As I have stated in the review, of course, it's not the fastest thing in the world or anything like that, but it gets the job done, so I don't really mind it. But I mentioned this towards like the end of my review, and that's the fact that Toyota somehow, they have managed to maintain their soul in all their vehicles. This still feels like a Toyota, and I think traditional Toyota buyers are really going to appreciate that. And what do I mean by that? I can't really explain it, but all I can say is Toyota has their own little unique feel that no other car has, and that's one of the main reasons why people keep coming back to this brand. And you feel so zen driving some of these cars, and that's why I personally enjoy daily driving this car, even though it wasn't the fastest, even amongst its class. I don't think that this is like the best car ever made or anything like that, but I just personally really enjoy driving this vehicle because of just that bespoke Toyota feel that this vehicle continues to exude. And I'm glad that after all these years, because we used to own a 2000 Camry basically, this has not lost like that essence basically. But aside from that, this is actually the stiffest chassis that the Camry has ever been on basically. So this is technically the best handling, best driving, all that good stuff, and that's true. However, that's not what makes this car amazing to me. This TNGA K platform, that's all great and all, but again, it's the essence. So that aside, another thing I really like with these Toyota cars, and I forgot to mention this in the review, that is how good the paint quality is on some of these vehicles. It is so good, the paint quality on these Toyotas, so I really enjoy that as well. There's no stupid like auto stop start or anything like that. I have really been pounding this particular vehicle, and this has gotten really good gas mileage. I mean, for what it is, I mean, it's been getting like 20 mpg basically with massive maximum poundage. So I'm really impressed with that. I do primarily city driving, so there's that as well. That light was like 7 minutes long, I swear. Anyway. Merging onto the highway here, of course, the lane keep assist coming on. So another massive improvement that they made here is actually the quietness and just the high speed stability that this vehicle has. It is so good, and that's what continues to make this car great. There's no stupid wind noise or anything like that, no hissing effects, nothing like that. Just the traditional, just a regular kind of wind buffeting, which pretty much every car has at the highway speed. So that's totally fine. Hardly any tire noise, and this thing does have 235 wide tires in all four corners, so I mentioned that in the review. That's great as well. And how's the all-wheel drive system holding up? It's doing great. I mean, like I mentioned, 50% of the power gets sent to the rear. You can use this thing like a New York taxi now basically. It's just, it makes it very all-weather friendly. More regions can take advantage of it, and there's just no need to go up to a stupid SUV anymore. SUVs aren't stupid, it's just like I'm kind of tired of the trend basically. I would like to see more of these sedans out on the road, because this is a very hot looking car. I mean, a lot of people, they are taking notice to the Camry. It's a good looking ride, man. Like I said, if this was like Pininfarina designed, dude, those European car reviewers would be losing their mind to the way that this vehicle looks. But it's just a modest Camry, so it doesn't really get the proper respect it deserves. But I love the way it looks. I think it's great, and I think we could use more of this out on the road. I like the solidity of this cabin as well. This is a very solid cabin space, no creaks and rattles. Admittedly, there's only like 1,400 miles on this particular press vehicle, but regardless, I know that this is the most solid feeling vehicle in the class, no questions asked. Really, the only cons I have with this car is just how much of a dog it can be. There's not a lot of power here, you know, especially out on the highway. You peg it, you're not really going to get the response that you want. So that kind of it kind of makes you drive more efficiently, I suppose. It makes you into a better driver, basically. You have to be a little bit more careful. You can't just jump in front of people. You can't just pull out in front of people or anything like that. But the power that this vehicle has is more than enough, because that's what most people do, right? All they do is just jump in front of you when you're just coming down the road. So they get in front of you, and then they do 15 miles per hour under the speed limit. For those people, this is more than enough. Hell, you don't even need this. Is actually too much for you. A one cylinder, 10, 12 horsepower. That's all you need to get in people's way, basically. So I don't think for the average consumer this should be an issue, and especially if you're coming from regular cars, I mean, this is not an issue at all. So it's made me drive a little bit more mellow. I'm not like foot to the floor everywhere. I mean, I kind of was, just to test the vehicle out, but it's just not just the way that this vehicle is set up, you don't really have the need to drive all crazy like that. So that's one of the good things I've noticed here. Taking over some of these rougher bumps, you know, it's got 18-inch wheels on it, which looks fantastic, mind you. I like the ride quality. The LE trim models come with a 17-inch wheel, and you can go as far up to like 19 inches. Chassis is very good for what it is, but I will say there's of course still some lean with it. I will say the Hondas are definitely the best handling vehicles in the class. Has some roll, but nothing ridiculous. Nothing you can't compensate for, basically. This vehicle's rated to get about, 25 city, 34 highway, something like that. Great fuel economy, and I know the real world fuel economy with these Toyota products is always great. Some multi-port and direct injected engine, so there's that. I mean, this is just one of the better daily drivers, and what this has over the competition, like I mentioned, because there is a lot, you know, the new Korean vehicles, Sonata, K5, great stuff there. You got the Honda Accord, very excellent handling vehicle in the class, and of course you have the what else you got? You got the Mazda 6, of course. High quality interior space. Again, you got a tried and true drivetrain here, which is just unmatched. The reliability of this thing, I mean, hell, you pay this thing off early, I mean, you can pretty much retire a millionaire, because you could just save those car payments and invest it and actually retire with some dignity. You can only do that if you have a Camry that's paid off and it's going to last you forever. It's actually going to outlast most people, actually. So that's another thing to keep in mind. This is going to be like the heirloom that you're going to be passing down to your kids. So nice driving experience. I really enjoyed my time with it. It was a satisfactory street car. So please do continue to purchase sedans. I don't want to see sedans going away or dying out. They provide an excellent experience that an SUV, I mean, SUVs are nice, but just there's so many of them out on the road, man. Just please do take advantage of these sedans, and that'll make me happy. So with that, thank you very much for watching this little POV video. Again, watch my review if you want a more detailed look at the Camry, of course, talking about specifications and all that good stuff that you want to hear. So thank you again, take care, and goodbye.